morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to door number 10 of the Hallmark and Greatness Advent. I'm Anthony Burke, and with me again are Joe Higgins.
Hello.
And Craig Lowe.
It's also me.
Again, Mario. Door number 10 is a film called A Christmas with a View. A ski resort is buzzing when a celebrity chef is named the new head chef. Clara isn't excited about her new boss, but with their paths constantly crossing, Clara realizes that they have more in common than they first thought.
I mean, that's a lie. She's literally excited from the moment he shows up at reception.
She don't really care.
Oh no, she's indifferent. Her friend,
she doesn't care.
Her friend Bonnie is very into him because they all sit about watching Iron Chef or whatever the
vague cooking show.
Is this diarrhea bum Bonnie?
Yeah.
Bonnie, who should have been sacked 8 times over for cheese theft. Yeah,
Bonnie cheese like
cheese,
cartoon
gets
mouth.
the trots.
Wasn't a little bit of cheese either, was it? It was a massive, big old bit of Gruyere. That.
It's gonna go off, Joe. Don't worry. It's gonna go off.
Not gonna go off.
It's cheese. It's already off.
Just put it outside in the snow. Yeah, there was the weird blue screen cookery show that was kind of weird and a bit racist. Yeah, he comes to stay there to work for Mr. Peters.
Oh, he's a bad one.
Who is Clara's boss?
Yes, and
the
local
Summit
entrepreneur
restaurant. Entrepreneur / sex case?
Yes. Although it appears he has a family.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, because he has kids in the house when she later goes to visit.
Oh, yes.
When the hijinks ensues with Clive, City Planner Clive.
Oh, everyone's favourite character.
All hail the City Planner.
I loved Clive. He was the best thing in this. Yeah. She works there
she's the manager of the restaurant.
Yeah, which is bizarre because
she never seems to be working.
She just seems to walk about going, yes, I'll get you some water. Yes, I'll get garlic bread. I was like, that's a server's job.
We've watched far too much Bar Rescue, Hell's Kitchen, and all them to know that she wasn't doing a good job there.
I mean, it was rammed. She had to take time away from her mum making the world's biggest gingerbread house to be featured in Seasons magazine, which is Seasons magazine a real thing? It feels like it is because they mention it a fuckload of times.
Well, you say that, but it feels like the plot that got cut.
Yes. It really did.
And has to go into work because it's so busy, and yet it doesn't seem to be that busy at all. Really?
What is she there to be? What does she need to be there for? To give an obnoxious man a free steak and to call a taxi for his date who no longer wants to be with the obnoxious man?
Oh yeah, it's that type of customer is just the worst, and
but because she's so professional, she doesn't lose a rag, does she? She's just going, okay.
Meanwhile, spitting and dropping the steak on the floor for longer than 5 seconds. That's breaks that 5-second rule.
Yes, but then Shane gets the job there, and she is working with Mr. Peters on a secret project.
Yeah,
don't worry. We'll find out in about 40 minutes what it is, but there will be continual whispering about it. For
all the way through. Then we meet her sort of surrogate parents.
Yeah, I think it sounds like she's lived in that area. She's lived in that area her whole life, so essentially she's been.
Yes, she moved to, I believe, Chicago to open a restaurant. It didn't work. She bit off more than she could chew, she says. Which is a good name for a restaurant, that actually. Bite off more than you can chew. Yeah, I like that. Everything's really big.
It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Hey,
well done. Thanks. Might as well have this podcast now.
I got a button for that one, sorry.
Anthony has just logged off.
That's it, he never comes back. And so she comes back and works for Jackie and Frank, the local sort of hippie couple.
Who work at the bottom of the mountain? It's like a ski resort.
Yeah, but
theirs is called The View because they can see the mountain, and the other one's called The Summit because that's where that one is. So
yes,
right.
But theirs is just like a local little cafe, isn't it?
It's a cafe /
mini resort,
coffee shop / restaurant / hotel.
Yeah, it's like a mini resort. It's because I think at one point they mentioned that there was lots of smaller resorts like ours on the run up to the mountain, but the summit and its big
global
big city
warming
planning has closed them all.
Thanks a lot, Al Gore. And Shane is like, oh, okay, goes there. They have a very long conversation about eggs Florentine.
Eggs.
Yeah.
This restaurant might as well just be called eggs because that's
it's the only thing they
serve.
serve that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But turns out Shane has took the job here despite winning blue screen chef contest of terror because he has a photograph of his parents or some horse shit.
Did his parents die and he's trying to figure out?
No,
they could never afford to go on. They've only ever went on one holiday, and that was their honeymoon. They can't remember where it was, but it was somewhere in the Rocky Mountain region.
It doesn't say Rocky Mountains. It just says mountains.
Mountain region. Either which way, notoriously small region, I'm sure. So he's spending his time going to every resort around, even the closed ones, just like pulling the boards off the windows and
hello,
trying to match his photograph with something there.
Yeah, just with a random cushion in the background.
When he arrives, he looks at the picture on the tree and is like, right, I'd be like, this is it. I found it.
I found it. Job done.
I must conclude this series of cloak and dagger style shenanigans and take my top off loads. Yeah.
Unnecessary. Gratuitous.
But it turns out they have an off and on again sort of love affair thing.
Well, he's also convinced that she's doing the dirty with Mr. Peters.
Yeah.
Because they keep sneaking off, but all they're doing is talking about this project.
This top secret deal where Mr. Peters is trying to buy the View.
With an aim of renovating and rebuilding. Wink. You might as well just say
which is what he tells Clara. But then, due to a series of wacky hijinks featuring Bonnie and Clive the city planner.
Clive the city planner. Give him his full title.
Yes, Clive the city planner doesn't have a surname. They go into his office to pick up some paperwork.
They find two sets of plans. Much like the shop.
They don't find two sets of plans. Bonnie smashes open a filing cabinet.
For no reason.
And he's like, oh, there's also an envelope in here. And I was like, yeah, it's a filing cabinet. There's probably a few. And they're like, hang on, this contains the bastard plans. And it turns out that he wants to level the View and build condos and car parks.
Yeah.
Alive-o. There's only 4 locations in this film as well, I noticed.
Mum's restaurant, View restaurant, Summit restaurant,
kitchen.
And the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, and outside where that big grain silo was as well.
I'm fairly sure there's a lot of blue screen for the outside. It does look very imposed.
You had a lot of people, the same shot of people skiing down the slope.
I told you it's the off season. There's only 4 people there, and it just so happens that they ski the exact same way every day.
They just played it and then reversed it. I think one of them was going up. Yeah.
He was Mr. Peters. Does he have a first name? I can't remember.
He's called Hugh Peters.
Hugh Peters was just using Clara to get to.
Well, that's what she said. He buys her a very expensive necklace.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, now you've done this, you'll be able to buy your own thing when you're in charge of the View." And she's like, "That's fair enough." Like,
this is before she knew what.
And then when she finds out, she shows up at his house, and he's like, "You bastard, you!" And he's like, "Yep, I am a bastard. Have you not seen my beard? Like, I have evil Hallmark beard." She throws the necklace at him, and
she makes a massive error here because he tells her that she's fired. And she says, "You can't fire me because I quit." Get the severance. Stay fired.
Unfair dismissal.
Yeah. She didn't do anything wrong other than foil his plan to lie.
Breaking and entering, though, she'll do. He'll do.
No, she was allowed in there.
They had access to the thing. They only broke into the town planner's office, which technically Clive works at. So
yeah.
She was told to go into
his
office.
How much town planning is going on in that town? There's only like 4 locations.
That's why Clive's constantly in his pajamas watching TV.
He is. He's just watching Holmes Under the Hammer. Ski Sunday.
Well, Let Me Explain this film was quite early on, wasn't it?
There was a lot. There was like 4 Let Me Explains though.
They're all very minor.
I think it's actually. I think this is actually the time where he says, "Let me explain."
It definitely does.
I know. I will clip that out and put a fun tune behind it. But In the end, he goes to see Frank and Jackie, and they're like, "No, it can't be. You're the prophesized one, the legend who spoke of." And they get this tin out of a chest, and they're like, "It contains like a shitty tree ornament." And they're like, "This was your parents." And he's like, "Sweet. What do I do with this?"
Nothing. You can't have it. It's ours.
It wasn't that he didn't even know his parents. It's just that he was working so hard that he never spent time with them in their later years, and like they died not really knowing him. And so he's like, "Oh, it must be this place." And I was like, "You knew that from the start. As soon as you held that picture up, and you went, yep, that's the same place."
This looks about right.
So he convinces them not to sell, and
he buys it.
He buys it with his winnings
with a last-minute bid
from the blue screen cooking show. And he says to Clara, he does all this. He's only known her 2 weeks, if that. And he's like, "I bought this for you. It's your dream, but I want to be part of the dream
if I can."
Yeah, there's a whole middle bit where she tells him her dreams of owning her own restaurant and all that.
She's only had one crack at that dream. You don't get two dreams, do you?
So that's why he bought it for her, but it's a bit weird.
Like Frank and Jackie are like, "We'll still hate," and I'm like, "No, you're gone." Bye. We'll get some not mental people in.
Just give us your recipe for eggs Florentine and be on your way.
Oh, fucking
eggs.
And then like they kiss, film ends. We did watch this last year, and I remember it being better.
Yes, this it's the epitome of sort of background noise. This one, it's not terrible, but you can walk away for 20 minutes, come back, and not miss a damn beat.
No. I'm just looking up who the thing he was. I thought she was.
What's that?
One of the Lydia's Janices. That were chasing him. One of them is a former TNT wrestler. It's not important, but I knew I recognised her from something. Yeah, that was a weird subplot where these two women were chasing him around in like a Benny Hill style situation. It was fine. It was serviceable.
What are you giving out of 10?
Think I'll ever watch it again.
What are you giving out of 10?
5.2.
Wowzers!
Ooh. You took the words right out of my mouth. 5.2 also.
Which one was Let It Snow?
That was
is the Dazed and Confused
Sabrina and
Ned from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'll give this a 4.1 then.
Oh, that's just going to put it into the giant lump of coal category, isn't it? Yeah.
Just about. Wait, what are we claiming as the giant lump of coal?
Anything over 5% is a Satsuma. Anything less than 5,
yeah, it puts it as 4.8. That one.
Yeah, it's just under. It's a juicy lump of coal.
I know we're 10 days in now. What the hell? Why is a Satsuma a good thing in this situation?
Why wouldn't you want a Satsuma?
Because that's what you used to get, isn't it?
Yeah.
And probably not for you because you're a young man. You probably got like an Xbox in your stocking or whatever, didn't you? Like,
it's a stocking filler. Before
a Rolex.
I got chocolate orange instead.
Before there were store-bought chocolates and things like that, before you could buy like a box of roses or a 4-pack of fudge to put in a kid's stocking, it was Satsumas.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you used to get Satsumas, apples, Kringle, Crystal Tingles.
I've just gone along with it this whole time. Going,
10 days in and you've just decided to question it. You'd be great in a court case. It's like, he possibly did, I don't know.
Wait!
Yeah, it's a traditional thing we only used to get them at Christmas.
Yeah, they tend to only sell Satsumas from about middle of November through to start of January. You don't tend to see them very often.
Is it like the Christmas equivalent of a cream egg? They only sell them for a certain period.
No, that's the snowballs, isn't it? That's the equivalent of mini eggs now.
The Malteser reindeer.
Oh, they're so disappointing, those. Anyway, there's the shopping list of things. It's not as good as these new M&Ms.
Call back.
Did this need to be said at Christmas? Or was it just that it was snowing?
I think the fact that it was at a ski resort and things like that sort of tied into the Christmasness of it because it was snowy. Did it technically need to be Christmas? No.
The bauble
thing was,
it could have literally been any sort of ornament in
or knick-knack or thingy. Because again, the reason it was set at Christmas was because they needed to make the decision before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is always the arbitrary deadline they put on these things. So no, didn't need to be at Christmas, but because of the snow and stuff, it feels like it should be Christmassy.
Yeah, we'll give it a pass on the it's Christmassy.
Fair enough. Did you mention if it's going in rotation?
No, never again.
Yeah,
I don't need to see this film again.
We've seen it twice over 2 years now.
That's enough for my lifetime.
Yeah.
Damn wheel has cursed us, I swear to God.
You were there when we put the names on.
I know. In conclusion, that was day 10 of the Advent Christmas with a View. If you'd like to keep up to date with all things Hallmark and Greatness, follow us on Twitter at Hallmark and Great, Instagram at Hallmark and Greatness, email us hallmarkandgreatness@gmail.com, find us on Facebook. Joe's got a Twitch channel. Anything to add about this film?
No.
Good.
Eggs.
Come back tomorrow for day 11, please. Bye.
Bye.
Pervert of the year, Danny Glover.